Hello, and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton, and today we are going to talk about one of my favorite organizations, the Mayor's Book Club. My guests are Sandra Chong, who heads that up. Welcome, Sandra.
Thank you.
And Mayor Donnie Tuck, who is intimately involved, and it carries his name. So thank you both for coming.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Tell me just a little bit about how the Mayor's Book Club got started. And I know it was before your time.
Yes. Healthy Families, Hampton Healthy Families, along with Mayor Ward, started it in 2008, started the Mayor's Book Club as a way to go out every month and read to the children the book of the month. And it was established that pre-K students would get a book every month and a book for their classroom. K and first grade students would get books for their classroom, and different community leaders, including the mayor, would come out each month and read that book to the children, because the target was that children in lower income families statistically have 3 or less books in their home. So sending those books home with pre-K students were a way to start building home libraries with the target of having all children reading on grade level by grade 3.
And grade 3 is because at least at one time, I don't know if it's still true, that was the year that they sort of measure that and predict how many jail and prison beds you're going to need. So it is really crucial to not let kids fall behind.
Right. The other major point of having them reading on grade level by grade 3 is, if you think about it, up until grade 3, they're learning to read. You're teaching them sight words and reading comprehension. Grade 3 is when it shifts from reading to learn to learning to read. It's then assumed that they know how to read, and they need to use those skills in order to learn social studies and science and all those things.
It's intimidating if they don't, because that's the year you get a big stack of textbooks. Like before that, you got little workbooks
right,
and
readers,
things.
Yeah.
So, Mayor, why are you, I know you inherited the program, but you have become very personally involved. How important is it to you?
Well, certainly I enjoy it, first of all. But if I think back to when I was growing up, one of the things we got on a regular basis was my weekly readers. And my mother made sure we got those even during the summertime to try and keep that reading going. And we know about learning loss and things like that. But I enjoy it. I think it's a wonderful program. I think the idea of being able to build a library as a child is also outstanding, and just the interaction. I think when I go in there and read to those children, I don't get ugly emails.
You don't make anybody unhappy when you do stuff for kids, right? It's not controversial at all.
Not at all.
And it is just such a change from the day to day. I mean, I love it too. You get every kid, I don't know about since the pandemic, but at least before that, every kid would get up and hug you. They're so enthusiastic. And you haven't mentioned yet, but part of it is sort of the example. I mean, I can't really call it mentorship, but showing kids the variety of different things they can be. They can grow up to be mayor.
I think that's the important aspect of it. And we actually have a lot of volunteers, which are really, really super. I think the opportunity to see different people come into your classroom and even have an opportunity to even perhaps talk to them about what you do. I've always said that you cannot see or become what you don't see modeled.
Right.
And so having those individuals go in and be mentors and reading and engaging with the children, I think is very, very positive for them.
I think it is too, and I always love that, police officers, firefighters, people from, bank presidents, people
Right.
really go out and talk to the kids. I like to go and say, I don't do anything but be on TV 2 hours a week, and it's a great job.
Yeah, we have 125 volunteers, and just like you said, it goes beyond just reading the book. The fact that another adult in their community took time out to go in and read to them makes a huge impression on them. We have there's one story that always comes to mind when I think about going out and modeling. I have someone who is a dear friend, and I didn't know she read for the Mayor's Book Club until I started with the Mayor's Book Club, but she is a commander in the Coast Guard, and she always goes out in her uniform, and she told me this great story about going into one of the classrooms, and the kids, she was saying what her job is, and they're like, you can't be a boss in the military, you're a girl, and she's like, but I can, and so can you. So it it goes beyond just reading the book. Of course, the literacy aspect and reading the book is very important, but like Mayor Tuck was saying, it's the modeling. They can't dream it if they can't see it.
And not just the modeling, but the enthusiasm for reading, which I know you bring to the table every single time. It becomes something fun and not just something, I mean, you're going to their schools, but it's not just part of the curriculum. It is exciting.
It is. And, and I think back again to when I was in elementary school, I think one of the best times of the day was when we did have that reading period. And so we just sit and we've got someone reading to us. And what I try and do is engage the students. So particularly when you have stories that have rhyming words, then I'll say, come on, you know what that goes. So I'll try and repeat it, but it helps them, I think, build vocabulary to anticipate what words come next. So I think there's so many positives, and I just enjoy it.
And you know, kids have to sit for a lot of times in school. And I know the young kids, their teachers get them up and involved. But even reading, the fact that they can participate makes it more exciting for them rather than, you know, kind of a passive activity. It
Yes.
becomes pretty active at
Right.
sometimes.
It does.
So you have grown, though, the Mayor's Book Club. It is more than, which is actually plenty, reading once a month. You guys are now doing some additional activities.
Yes, so I started with the Mayor's Book Club 4 years ago, and we sat down as a team and kind of looked at how we could expand that. It was a great program. Just the core of it is an amazing program. But we just looked at how we could expand that. And one of the things that happened in the middle of all that is a pandemic.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to go out in the beginning to the children. So we looked at ways of expanding, and one of them was to create literacy bags, and we go out to the local food pantries at some of the churches, because at that time families were going to the schools to pick up lunches and food during the pandemic. So we came up with that idea. So we now do that. That is a regular part of our program. We do it in the summer and then around the holidays in November and December. We go out, they get a bag that has a snack, it has activities, it has books in it, and we're out there getting excited with them about the bags. When we started, it was targeted towards the normal age group that we target, but we threw in some middle and high school books as well, packets, and we actually have middle and high school students seeking us out at the food pantries and wanting to peek in the bags because they want to get the next book in that series or whatever.
Gosh, those so many series for those
Yeah.
age groups, and they're fun.
Right, and so we started doing that. We've added a book swap that we do every year. Well, I say every year, it's our second one, but our goal is to do it every year. So we also partner with Peninsula Reads. We provide them with books, and they come out to our book swap as well. We give books to Humanity Behind Bars. We work with the library to do several events during the year. So we've tried to find as many ways as we can to get those books in the kids' hands.
Now, this is a city program, and your tax dollars and mine help pay for your salary. But the big cost is all those books. How many did you say you gave out last year?
In fiscal year 2022, we gave out 24,118 books.
Yeah, so where does that money come from?
So, like you said, the only thing that gets paid for by the city is my salary and that of my assistant, Priscilla Haskins. Everything else comes from sponsorships, grants. We write a lot of grants. We have community partnerships with different organizations, and they will sponsor schools, they'll sponsor a classroom, they'll sponsor a whole month, some of them. So it really depends, but all of it comes from donations and grants.
So is there a place people could go to learn more online or to make a donation or find out how to make a donation?
Yes, if you go to mayorsbookclub.org, there is a tab there to support us, and we break that down into donations and sponsorships.
And Mayor, would you like to issue a plea for people to either get involved or contribute books or help with this program?
Well, I think that we're always looking certainly for volunteers. And it's a public-private partnership that works very, very well as far as the donation of books. But I would say that any individual out there who has this passion for children and for learning literacy, I think that they should get involved. And going to mayorsbookclub.org would be the way of doing it. And then I think we call. Well, I always tell people universally 311 would put them in touch
Right.
with the agency, and that would help them, I guess, if they want to volunteer. I've got a gentleman in my neighborhood who's a retired airline pilot who consistently reads. So again, it doesn't matter what you do or what you've done. It's just having that passion for children and wanting to help.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I hope you will become involved in the Mayor's Book Club in whatever capacity you can, supporting with books. The book swap is donated books. Other books require money to purchase, but they get great deals. Or be a volunteer, because I guarantee you it will be the best part of your week. Thanks for watching.